So good morning, wascally wabbits. Okay, so I'm gonna do a quick update video on the garden. My husband said the most wonderful thing to me yesterday. It's so good. So here's the number one thing. You cannot control this, but you can control how you respond, and you can control how you back it on up. Back that thing on up, right? Things are gonna happen. You're gonna get pests. You're gonna have massive storms come through like we have had the past 3 afternoons. I was complaining about not having rain. And the Lord said, okay, girl, we're gonna give it to you. So my corn is halfway blown down. I'll show that to you in a minute. And you know, it has just drenched everything. So that's why I'm fighting to get out here to start getting everything that's ready. Get everything that you can. The most important point in gardening is that it is not in your hands. Wow, Patara, are you sure? That's kind of going against everything you've told us about self-reliance and, you know, all these things that you do. What I'm telling you is every time you fail out here, or every time something bad happens, there's always something good that happens too. For example, my carrots. Now these are just those little, going to be those little 4-inch carrots, so they are small. And I debated on whether or not I was going to waste my time putting them carrots in. But I went for it. And to be honest with you, at this point, next to my cucumbers and my tomatoes, and hopefully my corn, my carrot harvest for what I put in might be my very, very best. You have got to try. Expect to fail, but expect to learn from it. Expect to go, okay, I tried this here. It didn't work out, so I'm going to try this there. You know, we always talk about and relish in my great-grandmother and my great-uncle and how awesome of a gardener they are. Do you know how long they've been gardening? Long before I was ever a twinkle in my daddy's eye. They didn't get good because they just got lucky. Sometimes they did. But because they persistently and consistently did it with lots of failures. It's just what happens. You can't predict the weather. You can't predict the pests. You can't predict the rabbits. You can't. You know, what if you get hurt? What if something happens? Do your best. If you have to cut back 1 year, that's okay too. But the most important thing is to understand that it's not in your hands. But what you can control is how you back up your pantry. And I'm telling you right now, you better be backing that thing on up. I am not interested in debating with people over Campbell's soup or Allen's beans or whatever. You put that stuff away because you're not guaranteed a harvest. You're not guaranteed anything, and you are not entitled to anything. We're just lucky to be here. So, we still have cucumbers coming on. I'm trying to finish that up. I'm gonna get all the tomatoes this week. Right, I'm really fighting to get them right now because see, we have rain. So they're gonna start splitting, so I've gotta make that happen. I'm gonna start dehydrating my basil. That's doing really good. My 3 sisters is coming on, but I'm gonna tell you what, squash bugs are getting the best of me this year. May not get a single thing, but I tried. And I showed my children how to try. I want you to look at this beauty. Our Cherokee purple, they are just fantastic. Just glorious tomatoes. Now this one could go another day or two, but it's getting kind of big. So what I'm gonna do is take it and I'm just gonna let it sit for a day or two by the window. You really need to think about that with your heirlooms, okay? Because they do tend to morph, they do tend to split, and they just do some funky things. It's because they're rogue, they're heirloom, and they've got a mind of their own, and that's the way we like them. These got nibbled on a little bit. It got so dry, folks, I thought I was gonna lose my zinnias. Oh my gosh, it was so awful trying to compete with all this heat the past couple of weeks. I don't know what type of zinnia this is. This is the second one. This one's getting a little bit spent. But look at that color. It's like this vibrant purple color, and then it busts out into this red coral. I don't know what that is, but man, I'd love to grow it everywhere. It's stunning. So check it out. One of my main quests for this year, obviously in the garden, is to understand my property, understand what grows well here or there, etc., okay? And one of the number one tasks that so far is doing really great is that I'm going to be able to save these heirloom Missouri Wonders. That was the whole point of this. I remember I didn't have a whole lot of seeds. I just wanted to see if I could get anything from them. The part and spots over in the Three Sisters garden didn't do diddly squat. So I know I've got to really work on that area over there. That's good. Now we know. But look here. These are starting to dry. This is how you seed save. So this whole thing is going to get crispy as a critter. And then we're going to be able to seed save from these. I like it. I've been trying to get down to the heart of the matter, but my will gets weak. And my thoughts seem to scatter, but I think it's about forgiveness. Forgiveness, even if you don't love me anymore. Forgive yourself and take advantage of everything you're learning, because you are. And get those kids out there. That would look good on a bologna sandwich, wouldn't it? I think so. That's so good, we're gonna do it again. Aw, man. What are we gonna do about that? My Roma 2s, all through here, this particular row, I'm sacrificing for seed saving. Number one, it's because number one, I was late on a few of them. Number two, we're so slammed. But number three, it's critical that you put aside certain areas for seed saving. So this particular row, that's exactly what it went for. I have 2 entire rows of cosmos that are coming on now, all the way straight up. Straight up now, tell me. They're gonna go to full seed. Are they just not spectacular? Unbelievable. I will get some sunflowers. I want you to look at this blame corn. Put out tassels, put out silk, put out corn, doing everything. We're going to get great corn from this side. But leave it alone. We're gonna let her stand up on her own. Hey, it'll be all right. I got my mindset on you. I'm taking you way back today, huh? We've got about 15 to 20 of these. I'm shocked that this did so great. Didn't expect the water. Again, it was like my carrots. I was like, let's just make a mound or 5 and throw them out there and see what they do. Okay. And look, see, you don't know. You just don't know. So far, so good on the watermelon. And again, why I tell you to plant at different times, it's important. Here's why. Okay. So if you go back several weeks ago, you know, and you probably already know this, a lot of you do, it's not a bad idea to plant certain things, give it 2 or 3 weeks, and then plant it again. Corn is that thing. And the reason you do that is because you don't want all of your harvest coming in. Boy, I'm looking rough. Whew. Don't expect me to be on Vogue today. You do it so that you don't get all these harvests at the same time, because you just get so overran with canning and freezing and doing everything that you do to put up your harvest. But the real reason that's probably just as important, this didn't get blown down. It's still growing. So if something bad were to have happened to the other side, which you saw, it's blown down, it's going to be okay. But my point is, this didn't. So in other words, you've got side A and you've got side B, and B is always your backup. Woo! Ah. Lovey. Look here. You gotta love it when they tear off gates and all kinds of things. Just part of the living, people. Part of the living. All right, guys. The humidity is getting the best of me. So we're going to conclude this video. Everybody's well taken care of and looking good, and the gardens are in the flow and the motion of going and doing what they're doing. I don't know what I just said. It sounded good at the moment, but anyway. I do not know if I'm going to do a fall garden. If I do, it'll be basic stuff like some greens, some more carrots. Might do some garlic. Something basic and easy. So I don't know if I'm going to cut new ground for that, because see, that's the problem here in Tennessee, is our growing season really now pushes all the way into October. I mean, you can grow beans and all kinds of things, tomatoes all the way through October up to first frost. So, you know, if things are still producing in the summer gardens, then I hate to tear it up to put in for winter. So that leads me to make decisions on things, which I'm about to start doing, or cut new ground. I don't know if I want to do that this year. Again, you have to pace yourself. You have to understand that everything has a season. And guys, it's all about learning and passing that down. It's the most important thing, okay? All right, guys, time to get in. We'll see you on the next video. Stay cool out there. Take care.